Hi, everybody. Yeah, taking a shower. So I look a little better than that video this morning where I look total bedhead. Oh, interesting. There's something white. Something white right there on my face. So interesting. You can see the line right here. Anyway, I just want to make a quick video. I'm uploading of yesterday when I drove by the park and stuff. All the beautiful tree colors are showing. So I'm uploading that video real quick. I also want to talk about, I think his brother Dana has been talking about it. Pack 61, he's been talking about it. There's a lot of people talking about, even Steve Fletcher 222. He's been talking about it around October 17th. Well, that's such an interesting date because today when I was sitting there thinking about it, remember I told you about the vision where I was at God's feet? It was on October 19th, 2020. And that's when he was showing all my notes and stuff that I've been drawing and taking, stuff like that. He was showing me all that. And Prince Michael was there and he had this black book open, and Archangel Gabriel is the one that was putting up on all these screens all my notes and stuff. Well, 2 days before that, my dog Peanut, he got really okay. So the 17th of 2020 would have been on a Saturday morning. Friday night was the 16th, and he was, doing okay. Everything was fine. But when it comes to Saturday morning, my dog Peanut, he was just unbalanced. He was all over the place. He couldn't stand. Um, he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't do any of that stuff. And then I tried to get him in to emergency care on Sunday, the 18th. By this time, I was up all night, laying here on the floor. I put a mattress on the floor here because he couldn't jump. He just had a hard time seeing, too, as well, keeping his focus and balance. So I was constantly, every time he moved, I'd wake up, what's he doing? Where's he going? What's he need? That kind of thing. And then I'd have to hold him from underneath his belly to keep him standing up. So if he went out to go pee, I had to actually hold him up, hold him in balance. Or if he had to go poop, I had to hold him still and stuff like that. So on Sunday, I tried to give him an emergency vet, and that was the 18th. And they wanted like $1,500 before they'd look at him, right? Well, then we waited till Monday morning at 7 o'clock Monday morning when our normal vet opened just a block away. I called them. And I was like, I got an emergency. This is what's happening. They're like, well, bring Peanut in right away. They're always really good about that. Get him here as soon as possible, right? And I was just across the street. It's like, load him up and go over there. And, they went and that was at 7 o'clock in the morning. And they said, Casey, just go home, try to get some rest. We'll take it from here and we'll see what we can do. And then they called me back at like 9:30 and said, you might want to come down here. He's not going to make it. And so that's why I went back down there. Even when I was at home, when I was trying here, laying or resting, I wasn't really resting, because I was waiting for the phone call, even though I was just so tired and so nervous and, scared for my dog. I've had him for 18 years by then. He would, 18 times 7 is, I don't know how old, whatever. But when I I went back down there and they had to, inject him to put him out, and I just lost it. I just started bawling. It's like something was totally taken away with me. Same thing with my female dog. She passed too. You it just breaks your heart. And I remember just crying my eyes out and bawling. And when I left the vet's office after he passed, right? I remember sitting in my truck in the vet's, God, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I don't have the pups with me. They're always, I was always attending to them, right? Like children. It's like, okay, now what do I do? Kind of like thing. So that's when I come home and I'm just crying and bawling. And that's when I laid on the couch and I went right into this dream. It seemed like it was like within no time, I was taken to God and all this stuff was shown to me. And I remember even laying on the couch and I'd open up my eyes during this vision and I was in my room just like I am now. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm in a vision. And I close my eyes and I'm right back to where, everything is still going on. And I open up my eyes and I go back, because I was, and then when I'm doing that, I'm like thinking, oh, I wonder if this is what it means by traveling between two worlds. Mind you, everything is just going so fast. So on the 19th, October 19th is when he had passed, and October 19th is when I was at God's feet. Now, the interesting thing about this year is they're talking about October 17th, October 17th, 1017. And if you take 1017 backwards, 711, which represents God. And if you take October 17th, Oct means 8, but it also means, I think it also means 10, but Oct means 8. Then you have the 17, so 1 plus 7 is 8. And then 2024, if you add all 2 plus 2 plus 4, that equals 8. So it's 888. 888 represents Jesus. That's, it just represents Jesus, it's through numerology. And so it's really quite interesting when I'm sitting here and how they're talking about October 17th, 2024 coming up, things could happen, at that time. And I think there's also a harvest moon or the hunter's moon or something like that on that night, a full moon. So it's really wild. And I just wanted to do a quick video and share that information with you and tell you guys about it because we're on the 14th today, October 14th. Yeah, Monday. And when I thought about that, I was just like thinking, well, that was 4 years ago. But that's kind of interesting about that date because October 17th of this year, the moon on that date is going to be on one of the Pisces, one of the fish, because the Pisces constellation, one goes this way and the other fish goes this way. Well, the one that goes straight up is the moon is going to be setting right on that at sunset. And then go to the other side where the sun's at. The sun is going to be setting in the left hand of Virgo. Virgo? Yeah, of Virgo. And in her left hand, she has the harvest. She has like wheat, I think, in her hand, but it's representing the harvest. So you got the sun representing the harvest, and you've got the moon on Pisces representing harpazo, which means rapture, means taken off. And then October 17th is got the 888 symbol of Jesus. And we have Pisces and the mother, right? Mother and child. It's so interesting when we start looking at this and looking at the symbols. Because remember, when we look up at the sky, our constellations are always the same. It's like this wheel that turns around up above us. The constellations are always the same. And if we're actually traveling to space at 66 million miles an hour, we would literally be seeing other constellations, you would think, right? Other star systems. But like me, I've been here for 59 years and everything is still the same when I look up in the sky. Everything's still the same. So again, and then they just showed Musk with another new rocket to try to penetrate the dome, right? They're trying to break the dome. That's all they've been trying to do. Remember, you got a rocket in the shape of a penis trying to penetrate the dome. And then in the Egyptian art, it shows the dome as mother covering the dome, right? Her body's actually the dome itself covering. So I don't know, just rambling on here and letting people know about the of the events that are currently coming up, because we're all a watchman, right? That are paying attention to it. Just got out of the shower, my eyes like red. Better put some Visine in it. And I want to see these new images that are coming up around my face here, my mouth, my chin. I took some pictures of my neck. See, because that just looks weird. I took some pictures of my under neck here, and there's a big face right there. I'll show you guys later when I look at all those pictures. Anyway, and this is interesting because look, you can just see the top. It just so, I don't know, the top of my head, this part of me is just like white. Have you noticed that in my videos? It's like super white. This part will be kind of tan and everything, but this part is like really super white, which is really quite interesting of how the camera makes my face look so glowing. Anyway, have a great day. Happy Monday.